Good morning, shut-ins.
Yo, 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 yo.
What's going on, everybody? How are you?
So,
Yeah, that was a little new music this morning, so that Facebook doesn't flag us.
JT, what it do?
Fix this tie. It's a little better. How's everyone doing? We'll give it a minute or two for some people to join into the chat. We can all see you starting to come on. Welcome to our friends from Mass Cannabis Community. We appreciate it when you guys join us. Yeah, Eric's got the guns out today.
Eric sends out guns out.
It's the gun show.
Oh, yeah.
Morning, Kathy. Morning, everybody. Say hello in the chat. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Jody. Everyone say hello in the chat so we know you're here.
Kathy. Good morning, Heather. Marie. Good morning, Miss Jody Chapin.
Today we have a cool show. So yesterday, we had kind of like a jam-packed show, and I was running totally late. And I kind of, instead of with Cheryl getting into like the story she wanted to talk about, instead I started asking her about COVID supplies. So I apologize. I totally messed her
What's up,
up
Mike?
yesterday.
Mike.
What's up, Mike? Morning. So she's going to come on today and talk to us a little bit about her experience over the last year and recovery and CBD, and she's got a really cool story. And you guys tell me what you think about the chat thing over here. I kind of changed it up a little bit so that everyone can kind of see what those chats are a little bit better. Shout out to Scott, the superfan.
Scotty, too.
Scott, and we try to, every day we're like once, no breakfast today, which is our bad at this point. Fool me 33 times, shame on me. But the other day, Joey Two Socks was saying that he actually appreciated Johnny Two Socks was actually saying that he appreciated seeing the chat. Normally it was like above my head. It was a little sloppy looking. You couldn't really read it too well. So I figure this might be a little bit better. So now everyone can see all the chats going across all the platforms. So now you can see when he's talking to Johnny Two Socks, it's a lot easier for you to see it in here. What's up, Ruben? Good morning. Jason, it does. So it includes all 4 Facebook accounts that we're going to right now: YouTube, Twitch, and another place. And so today we happen to be going out to Disrupt America. If you haven't followed that yet, you should. And you should also actually go out
Morning, Don.
Yeah, Ashley. Good morning.
Morning,
Good morning,
Rand.
Sarah. Good morning, Rand. And
Morning,
Dawn.
Sarah. Morning, Ashley.
Yeah, new chat. We're just trying to show everyone everything a little bit better. I thought I would clean it up. What do you guys think about it? Is it cool, or do you like us bigger, the whole screen, or I don't know. I just thought it was a little better this time. So you have come up with, without a doubt, I thought was the best contest that we had yet. Scott hated it, but I thought it was the best, and you thought it was the best, which was the land animal thing. And I really liked it because it's like one of those things where it's like it could be from somewhere all over the earth. So I want to do a contest for us today. It's always funny when I say that and I start looking around. Cool, Ashley. We appreciate it when you come in whenever you can. Ashley comes in and listens on her breaks. Shout out to Ashley. So Ruben, my favorite book yesterday was Second Foundation by Isaac Asimov. But really, it's the whole Foundation series. So Somebody yesterday was
What's up, Rebecca?
Rebecca made it. So Rebecca's like up all night. Rebecca was watching live videos in the middle of the night, and she was messaging
Oh,
people saying, "Oh my gosh, look at what this live video is saying." And I'm like, Rebecca, no wonder you always come in usually at the end of the show. So I think I put a little pressure on her, so now she's showing up early. Thanks, Rebecca. Thanks for showing up. And thanks to everyone who's liking the stream, and we
and
appreciate
she's
it when you
bringing
share
her
it too.
friend Amanda back.
What's up, Amanda? Rebecca's friend.
She has
So I sort of have a suggestion. So like, he's the Patriots Super Bowl champ. So sometimes when we're sharing this, maybe we share it to some place where there's like Pats fans. I bet there's Patriots fans that might enjoy the show too. What's up, Barry? We appreciate all of you joining every single day. So anyway, it was Isaac Asimov, and it was Second Foundation. And these days I don't know anyone who's read those books, so I can't even talk about it for a minute. Shiny tide today. It's kind of shiny. Trying to sit straight, just in case Goldie comes in.
Of course, I made it, my friends in here too.
What's up, Amanda and Princess? Yeah, Don, you're probably totally right. Nobody's read that. It's like my secret thing. I also like Ringworld, the Ringworld series. If anyone ever feels like geeking out about that, which is probably one of you out there. So today we're gonna have Cheryl on. How you doing? You need some energy.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Hi, Amanda.
Yeah, so we're gonna have Cheryl on in a little bit, and I thought Nick the intern was gonna come on, but who knows? He might show up at some point or another. So before I forget, I want to talk about Scott the intern. So Scott
The intern. Oh shit.
Scott the super fan.
Damn, Scott.
I like the.
That's the fourth time you lost your.
No.
That's the fourth time you lost your place.
Scott the super fan, who is really the unspoken hero of this entire show.
Scotty Too Hottie is Scotty Too Ember.
Scott Peets is his full name, and what's the name of his?
Everybody keep
asking
asking me about these damn houseboats.
We gotta. So we should. No, we don't. We love you, Scott. Actually,
just understand, there's no such thing as a houseboat.
Oh yeah, so that's the thing.
Live.
Eric says there's no such thing as a houseboat.
You cannot
Discuss.
live on the ocean. You living on the ocean and coming to land for stuff is not living on the ocean. So when you live on the land, you cannot eat ocean stuff and still live on the land and survive. You can't go to the ocean and not eat ocean stuff. I mean, not eat land stuff and survive. It's impossible. Completely impossible. You have to go to land for something. So there's no such thing as living in the ocean. There's no such thing as a houseboat. It's called a boat.
That you happen to
That
sleep
you
in.
temporarily stay. It's like an RV for the ocean. Think about it that way if you want to call it something.
So if they called an RV like a house truck, you might have a.
It's not a house truck though. Well, it is a house truck technically because it stays on land the entire time. And you don't necessarily go to the water for anything.
But the same logic would sort of apply, right? Like you got to get out. It's not really a house because you get out of it and you got to go someplace else to get all your stuff.
Technically, yeah.
Ruben, we don't have a boat.
No, you got one? You
no,
to
I
take
think
us on a ride?
people are talking about this out in the back. The
You
view,
got a boat.
the view.
We love to go.
No, we got
fishing.
we got a view though.
Morning, Heather Marie. We don't do that. You guys gotta understand. You cannot live on the ocean. Exactly, Sarah. You see what I'm talking about? The boat is big enough. It can carry enough. It can carry everything you need for months. Yes, Ruben, for months, not an entire lifetime. So it's not possible.
Let's try that. I like that a little better.
What about the small reed island with the tribes living on it? They have figured out food, fish from the ocean. No, it's from the land. Sorry, Heather, you wrote all that just to be told that they live on land, an island. That's land. Sorry you had to write all that and hurt your fingers. They live on land. The island is land. If you live on even though it's art, it's not a houseboat.
So Don, I see your point, and what?
It can be a houseboat though, because it technically has all the things for you can eat. You can eat the stuff that's grown on there. You on the boat, all that good stuff. But can you live there for an entire lifetime? I don't think so. So technically, it's not a. You can live in your house. You can live in the same house an entire lifetime, from the time you born to the time you die. You can live in the same house, but you can't do that on a boat. You just can't. The weather's crazy out there. That's where most of the hurricanes be. You get swept up. Somebody said my mic is wonky.
Go ahead and keep talking.
Melissa always figures everything out.
How is it wonky?
It's not a boathouse. No, absolutely not, Don.
Does anyone else think it's wonky?
A boathouse in Alaska, you can. There's no such thing as a boathouse. Well, a boathouse is possible. Negative. No, it's not. My mic sounds staticky. That's what Amanda Joseph said. Are you sure it's just not my voice? Is it just not my voice? Do my voice sound staticky to y'all? Ooh, there's no such thing as a houseboat. No such thing. You cannot live on a houseboat. How's my voice sounding in that?
So is that a little better, folks?
Amanda Joseph said we sound like we underwater. Nobody's saying anything about my singing, and I'm highly disappointed now. Oh, finally somebody said something about my singing. Thank you, Amanda. Makes me feel good.
So now, do I sound staticky? Now that I have Eric's mic?
Got this deep voice, still got vocals though. Ooh. Dan said the pickled egg fumes are killing that mic.
So is this
Rick
mic
said,
sounding better though?
Morning shut-ins. Have an amazing day, and I will be seeing everyone this evening for the premiere of the Rick Nye Show. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're super psyched about
America,
Rick.
for sharing your love with us all. Can I make a song request? Of course, Amanda. What would you like to hear? Let me know.
Oh, so now we sound good?
Oh yeah, somebody like my voice. Somebody finna get this entertainment.
You hear anything while I'm up?
Melissa says it sounds perfect now.
All I did was like twiddle with every single dial on the board.
Mad Dabber, what it do, baby?
Who's the Mad Dabber?
Sounds perfect.
All right. I will believe all of you. Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Oh, Amanda just put in a good song request. Get ready, cause it's Baby Shark doo 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 doo, Baby Shark doo 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 doo, Baby Shark doo 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 doo, Baby Shark. Mama Shark, doo 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 doo, Daddy Shark, Mama, Daddy remix. Shroom Shark. Shroom. All right, courtesy of Amanda Joseph, we made the Shroom Shark remix.
Um. So
Put a beat on and let it rip, Eric.
first of all, because I don't want to forget, Rick Naya has the premiere of his show tonight. It's going to be awesome. 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. here and on the Rick Naya Show page on Facebook. So go and follow that right now. Show Rick some love.
What it
It's
do,
tonight,
Rodney?
tonight. Thursday, every Thursday, 8 to 9:30. 90 minutes of Rick Naya lovin' every week. Be there. There's no other choice. There's no be square. There's just be there.
My 3-year-old
Yeah.
is
So now, all right. So
into you
Christy,
singing
what we're gonna
Baby
do is
Shark.
we're gonna have 1 hour of Eric singing kid songs, but it's by subscription only. So it's like $5, $5 a week, and your
I
kids and
remix-
Eric can.
I remix all the baby books or the baby songs. I can remix Frozen. I can remix Baby Shark. I can remix all the Disney songs.
Yeah, the Ruben's baby just came running in too. Do it again. They're listening. The kids are listening. Do it one more time.
Nah.
Just one more time. You got another kid song? You got another kid song?
It's too early to be waking these children up, getting them running around singing Baby
No,
Shark.
these kids
all
have been
day.
up since 6 a.m. You don't understand. Right now, Christy and Ruben are like, please sing some more, so this way they can like go
That
have
is
3 minutes in the
hilarious.
bathroom without getting bugged.
Oh man. Well, yeah, I'll do an hour-long special of me singing remix Baby Shark. As long as I get compensated. As long as these babies just throwing up ones, making it rain for me. Of course, I sing Baby Shark all day.
So guys, just so that you know, even like when you're watching the video, when he's singing like Baby Shark, you should mash.
Okay, look who in the
mash-
comments.
You should mash the heart or the funny or whatever you're doing, because Facebook keeps track of
Keep
that.
lay
So
him in the comments.
it's good. It's good for all of us.
We have
What's up,
a
Sheila?
special announcement. We have Mr. Keith Layham up in the comments. Check
Keith
it
Layham.
out. Everybody tag him. Everybody put a sleepy. Everybody put a sleepy emoji in the comments, or you can put an alien emoji, because that's about as many times as you'll see Keith is as many times as you've seen an alien.
So, by the way, what does everyone think about the chat thing over here? You like it? Let us know. Just making some little incremental improvements on stuff. But yeah, shout out to Keith. Shout out
to
to
see
Mark
you.
Fernandez. I can tell you.
That's what we've been waiting for.
We
We've been
appreciate
waiting
it.
for Keith all in the comments.
Mark, we want you back on. Do a little skiing.
Everybody's putting an alien emoji for Keith.
Yeah.
They
What's
putting
it-
a sleepy
Donna,
and
we
an alien emoji for Keith.
wait. Make a comment on Eric
Averill.
and Baby Shark. Yeah. That'd
Averill,
be
we
good.
can't talk about houseboats. I had a 15-minute discussion earlier on houseboats, and everybody agreed with me that there's no such thing. So
Yeah, Keith is saying that now. He's like gonna go to sleep. He's like, "Good to see you, homies. Peace
Yeah,
out."
good to see you, homies.
He's in the shower.
Bye.
He's
Pick
watching
it
this in
up.
the shower right now.
Oh no, you better not be watching this in no
Keith,
damn shower.
Keith, go get in the shower with your phone and come on live. I'll shoot you the Zoom link.
Hell nah.
Keith, Keith's actual premiere on this show. Keith, go. Just message me.
Definitely not.
I bet you did. So Keith, oh wow, it's almost time for Cheryl.
I found it easier to read when there's one comment in the corner, but it was slow. You actually met an alien lab. Oh, you mother. I know what that means. Well, thanks for letting us know,
Baby
Keith.
shark, da, 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 da.
You mad annoying.
Nick the intern. Well, if you're still willing to wait around, we're gonna have Cheryl on
Morning
first.
Keith Layham with the unicorn symbol. That was another good one. You could have put the alien or the unicorn. They're both very.
Keith, if you're still up, 11:30. Stay up until 11:30. This is gonna be fun.
What is Keith doing?
No, he's gonna come on, Keith, at 11.
Oh, for real?
At 11:30.
Is he
gotta
gonna
jump
wear
in the
his
shower.
mask? Is he gonna wear his face mask?
Well, he can wear whatever he wants, but I think he should wear the mask in the shower.
Don't.
All right, so
please,
Keith, 11:30.
Look, if you answer
I'll
in the
give you the
shower,
Zoom link.
Keith, if you answer while you in the shower, bro, I'm not gonna talk to you. This is not something I want recorded live.
No?
Put on the internet. Negative.
What
Absolutely not.
he's usually like shoulders up.
If I feel like if I'm willing to go on Zoom with him in the shower, then I'm willing to just be there with him in the shower.
Yes. Got. Oh,
Hey, look at him.
we love Oscar. Not yet, but give it just a sec. I'm gonna get your name up. Do do do. They can hear you a little bit.
Back to the houseboats. There's no such thing. Jen, you got some mushrooms? I want some.
We'll tell everyone that it's definitely
Uncle
you.
Pete, what it do? Good morning, just hanging plants, he says. Pete
No, you're good.
Tranchimontagny. Is that how you say it, Pete?
Montagna. Tranch Montagna.
What? You don't want mad chicks rushing the show? You eat my kids' snacks with no remorse. Hey, bro, I don't be eating the snacks. That don't be me. What be happening is I go get a snack, then your dog come running, and so I give her some. So technically, I'm only eating half of what I eat because me and your dog share. She be mostly asking for the snacks. I don't be. She'll be like, "Yo, can you give me some snacks?" And I'll be like, "Sure." And so I go up there and get her, whether it's some chips, it can be some Cheez-Its, some Doritos, some a whole series of things that she like. And I just tell her like, hey, you can't have them all because you might get sick, but I'll try to hide the other half of the evidence. And so that's usually how it goes. It's never just me individual. I don't commit crimes by myself. I usually have a partner. My bad, Pete. I try to say it. Every time I see it, I be wanting to say it, but just a lot of syllables. Dog taxes you. Yeah, Jen. It's Trench Montang. I believe it said like that. MIA misses y'all. Nah, Keith. You said it wrong. Just go with Uncle Pete. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm. 3 syllables. Yeah, Keith, it got 3 syllables, not two.
So, Eric, two things. So, first of all, let's hurry up and do the contest. Start the contest so that people can start doing that.
What we doing?
Well, aside from what we're giving away, do you have any good ideas about what would be good for people? Because you had a brilliant. It was. I loved that idea. Is there something real similar to that? Hmm.
I had to think of something.
So we did land. We did sea.
My favorite shoe. What y'all think my favorite shoe is? Ooh, that's a hard one. Then you got
So it's like brand or style.
just favorite shoe. Uh, any shoe. I only got one favorite. Well, I got two favorite shoes, but it's one that I'm thinking of right now.
And the tiebreaker's gonna be color. So it's
Yeah,
shoe. It's
if
shoe and
two
color.
people get it right, then
It's color. So you got to make sure you put color in there. Like Don just said, Skechers. You got to say like blue Skechers, I guess. You know.
What it do, Joey P? Hey, baby, what's up?
So today, just a few minutes ago, I played the Kush Room
Nah, it's got to be a
animation.
type
It's
of
the
shoe.
only time I'm going to play it today. Cheryl's mom is watching today. She was very disappointed, I think, that I was playing the Kush Room. Oh, she did. Well, Cheryl, I wanted to make sure that your segment was good, and I didn't want your mom to be disappointed in it. Um, so, yesterday when we had Cheryl on, and it was totally my bad, but I started out by asking Cheryl about COVID stuff, and then we kind of got into it for a little while, and then I've been doing my best to try to keep the show on a pace, and so it really totally decimated what Cheryl had actually come on to talk about, which was to share a bit of her story with us, because a lot of us might not know Cheryl's background and history and stuff. So we wanted to have her back on today, so this way she could have some time and not worry about Mike suddenly interrupting. Um, so, without further ado, and so by the way, y'all are in the comments, do your thing, but also if you have any questions while you're listening to Cheryl's story, put them in the comments and we'll definitely ask Cheryl about it. So, every Wednesday, we have a segment called Rehabulous with Nurse Cheryl. Um, and we totally appreciate that she comes on. She actually has some important conversations on the show. Usually we try to keep it light, so Cheryl comes in and helps to drop some knowledge and stuff, help to make the show a little bit more respectable. So we really appreciate that. So Cheryl Benedetti from Rehabulous with Nurse Cheryl. Let's bring her on right now. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, how are you?
Hey.
Over behind me, or you hear any weird noises, it's this, and he's having a little bit of anxiety today. So
Hi,
he's
Oscar.
Oscar, you want to say hi? Can you hear? He
Hi,
can't hear you.
buddy.
He can't hear you. He can't see you, but he's helping me today. So if I suddenly start moving around like all weird, it's just because of him. So he's on me like glue. What can I do?
So, Cheryl, we appreciate that you come on the show and you have some conversations with some awesome people. But you also have a great story yourself, and where your focus every week is sort of talking with somebody else. We wanted to make sure that you had a chance to tell us all about you.
Okay. What would you like to know?
Well, so I know, I know that everyone knows that you're you're sort of like a figure in the Massachusetts medical community, and we know that
Yeah.
you've been doing lots of cool stuff lately for doing collections with medical supplies for the COVID disaster. But you also have sort of an amazing recovery story, and you've always been very open and public about that. But you don't necessarily go around just telling it without people asking. So I want to ask
Right.
because I think it's a great story. So I maybe you can tell us a little bit about your recovery story and sort of what brought you to be doing a lot of work in the rehabilitation community.
Sure. Well, first of all, in a couple weeks, I'm going to be celebrating 17 months of continuous sobriety from both drugs and
Congratulations.
alcohol. Thank you. And, you and Eric, I know you guys have been some of my biggest, supporters during that time, because my most recent relapse, I took a pretty hard fall. So when I started this show, I got a lot of really weird messages, and I know you have too, about the name. Like, why is it called Rehabulous? I'm not going on a show about rehab. And that was totally my goal of doing this, because this used to be my biggest shame. I mean, if you told me a year and a half ago I'd be talking publicly about this, I'd rather, I'd rather bury myself in a hole under a rock somewhere and never resurface. I was really embarrassed by it my whole life. And when I learned the proper tools to overcome it, and it's still a daily thing I have to work on, I said, that's the biggest thing that prevented me from getting help was shame and being embarrassed by it, and it made me feel less than. So I wanted to create this show so, not only to talk about general wellness and health, but addiction affects, one in every four families. And I'm sure, and they're saying the numbers are bigger than that, but it affects us all. So when you talk about health nowadays, you can't really have that talk without talking about addiction and recovery, and opiate addiction and alcoholism, because every doctor and nurse in this country, and even now during the COVID crisis, that's the number one thing you see in emergency rooms. And it's the number one thing that primary care physicians are dealing with. So I wanted to make it a platform so people can talk about their recovery, you know, and, or, things that they do to stay healthy. But you can be sober or be struggling with addiction. It doesn't make you any less than anyone else. So, like, I don't tell this story to get attention. It's not a side of me that I like people to know. But, I think I didn't feel strong as a person until I kind of dropped that mask of being perfect and just let people know who I really was. And it took a really long time for me to do that. So, like, do you want me to tell a little bit about my story? I'm not going to go into the whole thing, obviously. All right. So I believe that I was born this way, because as far back as I can remember, I always, felt different. I never felt comfortable with myself, if that makes any sense. And there's a lot of different debates on this subject, but for me, I think I just was like this always. I always had an addictive personality. I was always obsessive over certain things, whether it be food, collecting things. I had a little bit of OCD when I was younger, and my mom can vouch for that. I always had like that obsessive mindset, and whenever bad things would happen to me, I would tend to want to block them out or pretend like they weren't happening or just escape them. So, as a teenager, it really reared its ugly head. I had an alcoholic in my family. He's no longer with us, but and I don't want to get too much into that because I want to be respectful of my family here on this platform. But, it didn't mean that I came from any less of a loving family. I came from a very loving, supportive home. I got nothing but unconditional love. But I also grew up watching others in my family using alcohol to, numb stress, take away pain. And I had some things happen to me as a teenager that I just wasn't coping well. And I had a lot of anger. I was a very, very angry girl, if you can believe that. My mom used to call me Wednesday Addams. That was like my nickname. And, I very quickly fell into a bad crowd. I was hanging out with the wrong people, wrong places. And that's what we say in addiction: people, places, and things, like, especially when you're younger. That was totally me. I had a problem with people, places, and things. And that's really when, the substance abuse started for me. And it mostly was alcohol. All along, alcohol has been the main issue for me. The problem is, when I use alcohol, I lose any sort of filter of moderation or right or wrong in my brain, and I eventually end up taking pills, abusing other things. So that's why I identify as both an alcoholic and an addict. I'm both, double whammied. And from the time I was 14 years old on, I would go through cycles of heavy drinking, or I think when I was a teenager, it was a lot of diet pills, like uppers. I would use these things and abuse them, but hide it really from my family a lot. And I was that kid who would run away from home. I was a train wreck. I was just awful. And my parents, you know, moved me. They did everything they could. They put me in like the best school system, but inevitably it was an adult who took a genuine interest in my life, and a very good friend that I made at school who believed in me, that helped me to overcome all that stuff. I had to go through counseling and everything, and I learned a lot about myself, and I wanted to go into nursing, and I did that all, and I overcame it at a young age. But as far back as I can remember, like, I would not, I would get to a certain point in my recovery, and like, I would just not follow through with things. Like, I wouldn't go for aftercare. I wouldn't go for group counseling. I would stop my counseling. I did not want to participate in any 12-step programs. I just wanted to be done with it. I was young and I wanted to move on with life and pretend like, oh, well, that never happened. And I would stop working on my recovery. And then this was like the whole last 20 years of my life. I would be sober for periods of time, and then something bad would happen to me in life, and I had no coping skills and no firm sobriety. And I would fall back on this. And for me, it would always start with alcohol, with drinking, and then progress to pills. I was stuck in this cycle for years. I tried for a period of time when cannabis became medically legal. I kind of mistakenly thought, well, I'm a nurse, I'm going to fix this myself. And I could feel myself starting to struggle. So I thought the way to fix it was to smoke from sunup to sundown every day. Because at the time I wasn't clinically practicing nursing. And I thought that would solve it, just substituting one thing for another. That, I can tell you, does not work. I mean, yes, it's safer for you than opiates, but it didn't change anything. And eventually I would just fall back to the same habits, my same problems. So I think in 2016 or 2000, no, it was like 2018. I had been clean and sober for a while, and I had been doing okay. And then I had this great idea to go work with the nurses union and work on a political campaign. And I can tell you, the worst thing for your sobriety is to work in politics or around politics, any way, shape, or form. The people you encounter, the things you encounter, there's alcohol at every political party you go to. It just wasn't a healthy environment for me. And the stress wasn't helpful, and the strong personalities. And I had no firm foothold in my sobriety. And I think right after that campaign ended, we lost our campaign, obviously, as you know. And I lost my job. And then what happened was, it just, like, I relapsed. So I had the worst relapse I ever had in my life. I became very, very sick very, very quickly. I was isolating myself from everybody. I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just very quickly got to this point where I wanted to die. I lost all hope. Nothing that I would normally do to pull myself out of it, do it all on my own, was working. And I just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And it was like over a course of 2 months, and it nearly took me out, you know. And it was at that point where I hit my true bottom, and I no longer wanted to live, that I finally turned to a couple of my loved ones and people I trusted. And everyone was like, okay, well, we're going to get you help, but you're not doing it your way. You're going to do it our way. And you're going to take every suggestion given to you. And that was the first time in my life, truly a year and a half ago, that I went through like a proper detox, a proper program. I went through outpatient, 12-step groups. I do it all in my whole life now, as you know, because you get annoyed with me. You invite me places, everything. I'm like, I can't. I have my recovery group, or I have to do this for recovery. Like, recovery is my biggest priority in life. And the last year and a half, I've learned a ton about myself. I've learned how to be comfortable with myself. I no longer care what people think about me. And I did not start out sharing this story publicly. What ended up happening was somebody who didn't like me very much decided she was going to go on social media and share this with everyone, tell everyone I was an addict and an alcoholic, kind of in an attempt to, like, I don't know, it was a very unhealthy frenemy sort of relationship. And it ended up being the best thing in my life, because it kind of didn't have the effect she wanted. What happened was people were reaching out to me and saying, me too, I have this problem too, you too, you should talk about it. And I said, whoa, I don't want to talk about this. Like, and my family and I discussed it, and my mom was the one to say, you need to take like this lemon that's been chucked at your head and turn it into lemonade. So this was about a year ago, a little bit more. And I just started sharing my recovery journey online every time I would get a chip from my 12-step program, or thoughts and feelings I had along the way. And it just took off. And I started sharing my recovery publicly and openly, not by choice, but it ended up being one of the best things in my life. And a lot of people ask me if I take Suboxone or methadone. I don't. A lot of people ask me if I use THC to maintain my recovery. I did in the beginning, during the really gruesome detox part, not in the recovery center, but I was allowed to use CBD. I was one of their first cases that they allowed in the recovery center to use CBD. And my psychiatrist actually was researching it and studying me, and there were a group of us, and I had really good effect because I refused to go on Suboxone, methadone, benzodiazepines. That's like Xanax and Ativan and stuff. I refused to do any of that because I just did not want to live a life tied to pharmaceuticals anymore. And now I just, every day, like, the most I take is CBD or Tylenol if I have an ache or pain. And if I have to go for, like, if I'm having a major migraine, or I'm going for a surgery, or I hurt myself, then I use CBD. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I thought you were asking me something. So I do use THC, but in a very medical way, not so much recreational. And that doesn't mean if you're doing that there's something wrong with you. Just for me, I have to be very careful and very mindful about whatever I'm taking and how I'm using it. It's more about how I'm using something, not necessarily the actual substance that I'm taking. But I've just come to a place of being sober and wanting to help other people get sober. So once I got my 1-year sobriety, now it's a blessing. I get to, when we're not having a COVID-19 crisis and I'm not having to deal with this, my whole life is now helping other people get sober. And while I'm doing that, it helps keep me sober. So it's kind of like a happy little cycle I've set up for myself. But.
And So Cheryl, I know that you mentioned that you had used um, THC right at the beginning of your
Hmm.
recovery, but now you regularly use CBD. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. Um, there, I know and work with, sorry, Oscar is leaning on my, you want to say hi? Hi. Um, what I did was when I got home from detox, I was still having a lot of cravings and anxiety. And it got to a point where I didn't think I was going to make it in my recovery. So either I was going to have to go on benzodiazepines, which I had a problem with, or my primary care said, well, we'll consider giving you like medical cannabis to help with these symptoms short term and then wean you off it, just like we would if you were on Suboxone and methadone. And I said, okay. So we talked about it, and I noticed behaviorally if I smoke cannabis, this is just me, this is not professional medical advice. If I start smoking cannabis, something goes on in my brain where I'm just thinking like, whoo, I'm like partying now. And I can't like, so I can't. And it broke my heart because I used to love smoking some flower or or doing a dab. Like I used to really love those things. And the cannabis was never a problem for me addictively. It just wasn't. I could take it or leave it, quite honestly. Um, but I found that smoking it triggered all sorts of weird cravings in my brain. So we came down to the idea of me using FICO or Rick Simpson oil, and they put it in capsules. And for whatever reason, psychologically with me, I just think like, oh, this is medicine. I'm taking medicine. I was not allowed to hold on to it because I was a fresh, new recovering addict. Somebody would hold on to it for me, dispense it to me throughout the day, as my doctor recommended and the cannabis doctor I was seeing recommended. And I that got me through the first month of really awful symptoms. But also at this, and then I weaned myself off it because I came to this conclusion on my own that I wanted to live a very sober life, as sober as I could be, and not reliant on. And this was just a personal decision that it doesn't mean you're any less sober if you use medical cannabis more frequently or anything. I'm not judging. I'm just saying for myself. I just wanted to be free from everything. So I weaned myself off the FICO. But also during this time, when I first got out of rehab, I called my friend Mike Maloney. He's a criminal attorney, and I've known him for years. And he also is a cannabis attorney and owns a CBD company. And he was one of the only few people who was still talking to me at that point. Who I think I just thought because he's a criminal defense attorney, he's not going to judge me, and he didn't. He was a really good friend. He ended up offering me very kindly and gifting me CBD oil. So he just, no matter what, he promised me I would have access to it no matter what I needed. And he came through with that promise. He gifted me CBD straight through my recovery. He would check in with me monthly. He would show up sometimes at my chip ceremonies. He celebrated my sobriety with me and was a very big positive drive and positive force in my recovery. So I'm in very, like, my words can't describe my gratitude because I don't think I would have been able to keep up with the CBD during that time. I wasn't working. I couldn't afford it. I was really like at dirt bottom in life. And because of him, I was able to, make it through. And the CBD, how I started off taking it was a big dose, 3 times a day. Like I would take a quarter to a half of a dropper full. That's probably a little bit more than you need to take because I was taking like the 1,200 milligrams or occasionally I would use the 500 milligram bottle, but in the beginning I needed a lot. And I noticed I kept a journal throughout this time. And when I would take the CBD, it just helped me with the cravings, the anxiety, my sleep, depression. When you are in recovery, you have something called drunk dreams. You have awful nightmares in early recovery. That's quite normal. You actually have dreams that it's hard to explain unless you've been through it. Like you dream that you're drinking or taking a substance, you can actually taste the alcohol going down your throat. And it's very unsettling. It's like one of the worst things you go through in early recovery. And it still can happen years later, but you go through it a lot in the beginning. When I would take the CBD, like the incidents of that happening, I noticed were less and less. So I kept up with it. I kept a journal rigorously the first year. And then now I don't journal the way I'm supposed to anymore because I'm busy and back to my life. But now I take it twice a day and I don't need as much anymore. I take the 500 milligram bottle and I think I do about a quarter dropper full twice a day. And that tends to do it for me unless I'm having a really bad day or anxious day. But I don't have as many of those anymore. So I definitely encourage people, if you're going in recovery, you still have a voice and you can advocate for yourself. And there are people out there in the recovery world who are supportive of CBD and cannabis-based medicine and alternative medicine. There are so many different ways to recover. There's not just one. You do not just have to go the pharmaceutical route or the MAT route. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you need to do. You just have to find what works for you and keep trying until you get there. For me, this is what worked for me. And by advocating for myself and speaking up and demanding that I had a right to have CBD throughout my recovery and have access to these things, I felt a little bit more empowered and I felt like I had a choice in what I was doing. So, but
Well, I think that's amazing, and I know that you really, since you've started your recovery, you've really not just put your heart and your soul into your recovery, but really helping others, and not just through like encouragement and leading meetings and giving rides to people who need rides, and just making sure that people who are going through their own recovery have whatever support that you're able to give them. But you've also sort of made that part of your work as well, both sort of on the traditional kind of recovery side, but also on the CBD side, and really
yeah,
trying to align yourself with a company that you believe in and a product that you believe in. And whenever we're talking about medicinal cannabis, no matter if it's CBD or THC or whatever, that's a really important thing, is for people to trust the source and where they're getting it from. But you also do, so you sell CBD, but you also do a really, it's more of on with an educational slant. I mean, anyone can go to a gas station and buy CBD, or they can go, to lots of different places and get CBD, but they don't necessarily, if you're buying it from a Walgreens, you don't necessarily have somebody that can answer questions for you, and usually those pharmacists aren't necessarily trained traditionally, at least or historically, they haven't been trained on CBD. So
right.
it's really important, when you're trying to use cannabis for health purposes, to ideally there's some legitimate medical training and background behind the people that you're getting it from. I mean, if and so it's just wonderful that you and others, but that you are a resource for folks, and that you're not just living. And I know you don't like it probably if I put it this way, but you're kind of like the poster person for recovery. I mean, if there were such a thing, and I know that recovery, that's not what it's about. It's not supposed to be about showing off or anything like that. But
No.
really, you're such an amazing and shining example, not just for people who might be going through their own issues and problems, and to have somebody that can help to sort of inspire them, but really, like, those who aren't in recovery, those who don't have loved ones that are addicts, they should really should take a good, long, and hard look at you, because most people, when they think of the word addiction, they think of an emaciated person lying in in an alleyway, right? Or
Well, yeah.
and that's not what it's about. The reality is
No.
that there's lots of people who there's lots of people who was there a problem with the mic? Oh, my mic is dead.
There's a
Um,
lot of people like with me, I mean, you could tell maybe if you looked up close at my skin or my weight, or only if you really were really close to me, though. I kept people like so far away, you really um, you couldn't tell.
Sorry, Cheryl, we're having some
Technical.
mic difficulties. People in the audience are saying the mic is going out, and
Oh,
it was going out on me earlier too. So
that's
we're
all right.
just.
I can hear you fine. Yeah, I heard him okay too. But oh, okay.
Anyways, yeah, you have an amazing story.
that's
Thank
because this.
you. Well, you guys were there for me. You were, I know you guys tell me can people hear me if I'm talking? No.
Yeah, they can definitely hear you, Cheryl.
You can hear me? Okay, because I'm always paranoid with that because this thing doesn't work very well. Um, I did not do any of this on my own. Um, this only happened when I released like the frantic need to control everything. I'm a huge control freak, and I had to get out of my own way, and I couldn't be a nurse in recovery. Couldn't. I had to be like a newbie, like everyone else, and listen to everybody and listen to things I didn't want to hear. And there was a whole big group of people who got me through this because believe me, because there are times I called you up crying, frustrated, not wanting to do this anymore. And like, you've yelled at me a few times, Michael, not Eric. Eric never yells at me, but,
Ooh.
but, you know, my friends and the people I've met through this are really who who put me back together. So like, there's no way I would have known how to do this or find any sort of strength in myself to do what I'm doing now and to be able to help others or be able to be working again and have a normal life if people didn't help me. So this is just not it's not something anyone can do alone. You can't. The problem is so much bigger than you. And it is no one's fault. Like, if you have a family member who's going through this, it is not your fault. Like, that's the biggest thing. I sometimes hate talking about this publicly because I don't want my mom or my brother thinking that this had anything to do. I had such a happy, happy life. My family is like, if I didn't have my family or my dog or Oscar here, there's no way I could have gotten through any of this. And my friendships, like with you guys and with the other people I've mentioned, and there's a whole bunch of people I can't mention here from my 12-step group that are like family to me. That's the biggest thing. So the first step is just getting out of your own way and admitting you have a problem. And the next step is listening to everything that's suggested that you do, no matter how stupid you think it might sound. And I've done a lot of things that I think are mighty stupid, but have actually helped me. So I I hope if anyone has if you're struggling right now, a lot of people are struggling and going through relapse right now because of the isolation with this quarantine. We're seeing it a lot. And don't be ashamed of it if you are. This is such a stressful, frightening experience. And if you need help, there's still beds out there. You heard me talk with Janny last week. People are still being admitted to detox facilities. If you need to go, if you need help, you need to just talk to somebody. We're all still here. Granted, you may have to talk to us through Zoom, but hey, we'll make it work.
And so, Cheryl, I know often people in recovery, they usually have some level of support system, but if there are folks out there who are struggling right now, what's the right place for maybe them to reach out toward to find some updated help or,
Yeah.
sort of current resources?
Well, the best thing I can tell you to do is call your primary care physician. They will not judge you, and they're the best because they can help you work and kind of guide you with your insurance and stuff. If you're not comfortable doing that, that's totally understandable. You can call. A lot of the local emergency rooms now have a psychiatric side, like a psychiatric ER. And if you call, Melrose Wakefield has a wonderful one, by the way, normally when we're not in the middle of like a corona crisis, but we do still take psych patients. I know Salem does as well. Salem, Massachusetts, North Shore Medical Center. Those are just a couple of examples. Holy Family in Haverhill, you know that one because you've come and visited me when I'm working there. Any of your local hospitals, if you call their triage line, they are just going to give you numbers upon numbers, and they'll give you any resource list you need. What I did, which was a little easier because I was a person who hid this secret. There were people really close to me who didn't even know I had this problem. That's how good I was. I was a brilliant, secret keeper and liar and manipulator. I didn't want to admit I had a problem. So I called AA and I called their central service. So if you go online and you type in AA central service, everyone thinks AA is a cult. They are not a cult. They are not ultra religious. They are not going to shove religion down your throat. I know it used to be kind of painted that way. It has greatly changed over the years. So there are people there at central service who volunteer their time to answer the phone. They're there 24 hours a day, most days. I don't think on Saturdays and Sundays, but most days of the week. And especially during this crisis, they will give you a list of places to call, meetings you can go to, and not just AA meetings. They'll guide you to Smart Recovery. They'll talk to you about anything you want to talk about. They'll talk to you about recovery and detox. And that's what I did. And they helped me find my recovery center. The ones up here that I can vouch for in Massachusetts that I'm a big fan of for acute care, inpatient care, and then outpatient care are Serenity House in Haverhill. I love Serenity House. It's a smaller place, but it's very fancy, and the staff there is incredible, and they'll work with any insurance, no insurance, court cases, you name it, they'll work with you. Baldpate Hospital is older, and a lot of people don't even know it's here. It's here in Georgetown. But their staff there, I actually have worked with a lot of their staff at Lawrence Memorial back in the day. So I know these nurses and they're amazing. And Recovery Centers of America is our big one in Danvers. And that's if you're looking for like the movie star recovery experience. But I go there a lot, and I can't say one bad thing about a staff member I've met there. And they have great aftercare as well. So you really have to take the time and look at this. It's not something you can, for some people, you can jump into overnight. Just don't be afraid. Don't let the cost make you afraid. Any of these places is going to work with you, work with your family, help come up with emergency funds. And if you can't afford recovery and detox, that's a very real thing right now. I would say start with a 12-step program, because there are people there who will help you free of charge and do whatever it takes to help you get on your journey. Just pick whatever you feel is right for you and roll with it. And don't be afraid to ask questions. So.
Well, you definitely have an amazing story, and I think it was, there's a lot of people in the comments who I know are really appreciative, and I'm sure afterwards when you go back and you look, you'll feel really happy. There's a lot of people who are in support of you and think very highly of you for doing such great things, and being such a great example, and just working even so hard on yourself, and just being an inspiration for other people to know that they can work hard and try hard too, and that that things can turn around. So
thank you. And I want to thank you guys, because I think one of the biggest highlights of this year was when you guys came to one of my recovery groups that I was leading, and Eric showed up. And I told people, I said, I have an NFL player friend who might be coming. And no one believed me. They're like, oh, yeah, right. This addict girl, she has a friend in the NFL. And here Eric shows up, and he had his dog with him. Everyone was like, whoa, all the newcomers, like all the younger kids, they were so blown away by that. It actually really motivated them. They're like, wow, if I get to like a year sobriety, is that what's going to happen for me too? And like, so that day lifted so many people's spirits. They still ask me about you all the time. So my friends are awesome.
I'm glad I was able to motivate some people. It's
Yeah, well,
good.
you motivated me throughout this whole thing, and you guys always make me laugh, when I'm down. And obviously, Oscar, I'm lucky enough to have an Oscar, so he's the biggest reason. But
Yay, Oscar.
but
Um,
thanks for having
well,
me.
yeah, and we appreciate you sharing your story. I know a lot of people do as well, and it's just really good. It's good to normalize it because it's for many years it was just one of those things where it was kind of like the dirty secret people didn't want to talk about, and you know, y- a lot of us, the only sort of exposure to sort of addiction that we did get were sort of like the worst cases, and it was very difficult to just recognize that it's there's a lot of people walking around that are very functioning with their addiction to functioning enough that like most of us
Oh
don't
yeah,
recognize it casually. So
yeah,
um,
and it's totally that's more common than people think. You would be really surprised. You'd be shocked to know who's in your life who may have it, and that's their personal business, and it's not right or wrong that they're not sharing. Like I said, I really didn't have a choice. I was put in a position to share, and it ended up being a good thing for me. But there's no reason to be afraid about speaking up and talking about it. And actually, as I'm talking to you, I'm sorry, I just want to bring this up before I go. I got a couple of emails, and I can see them scrolling across my screen. And it's a couple of people saying, like, oh, you shouldn't talk about this. You're going to lose your nursing license, or you're going to lose your job at the hospital, or you're going to lose your job, or aren't you afraid of that? No, because when I went through it this time, I made sure I clued in everyone who needed to know. Like, either get on board with my recovery, this is who I am, or get out, exit, go away. So at this point, for me to share, no, it isn't harmful to me. Everyone I work for knows about this, like a lot. In fact, a lot of you guys who I work for have actually come and supported me and cheered me along in my recovery. So no, this is not something I'm going to get in trouble with. But but that brings up a good point. If you are in early recovery or you are just starting recovery, whatever, that's why we suggest you wait 90 to 120 days before you start openly sharing your story, and make this decision to be public about it with your sponsor or whoever is close to you. Don't just rush into that. Take it easy, go slow. But you will get to a point where you can share your story too and like feel comfortable about it. But yeah, no, I'm not going to get in trouble for this. So
good,
just to put
good.
people's minds at rest.
Well, Cheryl, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We really appreciate it. It was really nice to have like a little change where we could talk with you, instead of having you, talk with other folks, because your story is so great, and there's a reason why you're such the right person to be able to like interview a lot of these folks out there, and it's really just it's not just because you're awesome and well spoken and smart and all that good stuff, but it's really just also because you've lived you're living through the experience, and so it really just gives you a deep and unique perspective on what's going around, and really the ability to like empathize not just with all of the people that you work with on a daily basis and you have around you in your life, but even just folks out there that we're able to sort of bring in to have conversations and hopefully and kind of like hopefully educate, give folks a little bit of gentle education around stuff, but also just that this isn't something to be like frightened of. I mean,
No.
it's a real thing, and a lot of folks go through it, and a lot of folks that we see on a daily basis that we have no idea that they are going through it, or have been. And so it's good for us to kind of remember. And we really appreciate you spending so much time with us today. We know how busy you are.
Mhm. Oh, yeah. These days I am, but hopefully that'll end soon and I can have a normal life again. But hey, but yeah, thanks, guys. And Oscar,
Thanks.
thanks you too.
Yeah, well, and hopefully, we can't wait for all of this to be over so that we can come see you and Oscar in person.
Yeah, I would love that. Or I can bring him down to you guys because I know he loves Lola, even though he growls at her once in a while. But but I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, thanks,
Oh,
Cheryl.
and by the
Good
way,
one.
Yes.
I think houseboat is the way to go, Eric. Because right, if you watch The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead, it's the people by the ocean who are doing well. And they have a boat that they could escape
That's
on.
true.
So if you're going through the apocalypse, I think it's good that you have a houseboat. That's just my final word.
Added a whole nother scenario.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
really good point. That's a really good point.
The apocalypse.
Cheryl Benedetti, with Rehabulous with Nurse Cheryl, we really appreciate you, and we can't wait to see you next Wednesday.
Bye guys. I love
Have
you.
a good one.
Be
Bye.
careful.
Cheryl's awesome, and I know we've heard her story before, but it's always good to. Oh, so by the way, the whole contest thing, right?
Yeah, I gotta
Which
guess
was-
my
which-
shoe.
Which is your favorite shoe and shoe color? But I need to show everyone because we talked about this yesterday. What it is that you're all trying to win right now, which is CBD bath bomb. So when Rodney came on yesterday, and Scott, you've got the link for this bath bomb set because the bath bomb set's really. I don't know, usually bath bombs are like ugly and stuff. I don't know. Those are what. This is what you're trying to win today, folks. I somehow
Black Nikes. You gotta be
managed
more
to put that on the screen,
descriptive than that,
looking
Rebecca.
good. So yeah, that's the bath bombs that
What kind of Nikes?
you're duking it out.
They could be Nikes.
So yeah, you should, whether it's Reebok, Nike, or Adidas, they all have like the. Yeah,
What
so
kind of
Adidas.
Adidas?
But which ones? Like, are they? You gotta they all have their names, so you should go out and look
Oh,
because
yeah,
he's got his
Manda
favorite.
Joseph,
Remember,
I
he's
know
an
you
athlete,
won't-
so
I know you
he
want
said
this
shoe.
bad
So
bomb.
I don't know what his favorites are, but I will tell you that I would be leaning toward what all of you guys are talking about right now, which is
I know y'all
sneakers
tired.
and
The
stuff.
kids been bugging y'all all week.
Yeah, guys, how and by the
I
way,
just
they're
want to sit in that nice bath with this bubble bath bomb.
first of all
Let my body marinate.
with the
Ooh, get my
With-
feet rubbed by my significant other.
No, and listen,
that I don't have.
listen, there's like holidays and stuff are coming up. There's like Mother's Day and other stuff coming up. So even if you don't, I don't have a bathtub, but I would still, if I won those, there's people that I could like gift those to, who would love them. You know what? No one's paying. No one's paying us to do this. This is just that the folks at Crystallian, I want to say is probably the pronunciation, or Crystallion, but it's probably
Oh, you
Crystallion.
women. This is all for the women. You guys better
This
get
is
on.
a hot looking prize.
I mean, it's just my
hot.
shoe.
It's
I
hot
can help.
looking.
I'm going to give y'all a hint.
Um.
The hint is...
Oh wait, you're giving a hint already? All right, go for it.
Yeah.
You gotta give a hint. See, I like Rianne's guess. Rianne just came out with like, bam, like if that were your favorite shoe, bang. Well, and we need a color too, guys. We also need a
So
color.
the hint is that it is a specific basketball player shoe.
Ooh.
I just subtracted a lot of shoes out of it. Oh, now
like Danny Ainge.
now y'all gotta figure it out.
It's like Danny Ainge tennis
It
shoes.
is a specific basketball player's shoe.
Shout out to Beantown Greentown. and Andrew Muddy and Keith Layhem and
All
Adam.
you ladies who want this bath bomb and all the
We're
men
all
that
in
want
the
the
chat
bath.
right
I
now.
know Keith want this bath
Oh,
bomb.
and
Keith wanna do a video with the bath bomb. He wanna do a video of him washing.
if y'all, so by the way,
washing my body,
y'all need to go
your
find.
body,
So Scott
your body.
has the link pinned to the top that has
Good guess, good guess, Rayanne.
the like, just in case you don't win, that's where you can find the bath bombs. Is the
Good
comment that's
guess,
pinned to the top.
Dan. Heather Marie, you keep saying Adidas and you keep saying these. You need to be most Pacific. Do you want me to say it that way? Is that better? You gotta be more Pacific.
So, just so
Meaning,
everyone knows,
as
by the way,
in-
Heather Marie Brown is our biggest winning fan in the history of this show.
Oh yeah, she always wins.
We've had 33 episodes. We've had more episodes than
Trish, you gonna
most
get some
TV
shoes.
shows ever have.
You gonna get some shoes, Trish, if you want this bath bomb.
So, y'all out there,
Sheila, what kind of LeBron James shoes? Amanda, what kind of Kyrie Irving shoes? He has more than one.
ooh,
I don't know why you guys keep just saying the name. Like, why would I just be like, oh yeah, my favorite shoe is Adidas?
because I don't want to say it. Shout out to Poppy. Poppy's watching. He's not commenting, but
Who's he
Poppy's
watching?
I don't know. He's I don't know if he's on Twitch. He's on a different platform,
That fool ain't watching. If he was watching, he'd be in the comments.
or he might be on.
He ain't watching nothing.
Oh no, he might be on Facebook.
He ain't watching nothing.
Ain't watching.
If he was watching, he'd have comment. He'd have said something. He'd have let us know.
While you're all, so Heather Marie Brown is definitely.
Okay, so everybody who continuously keep just putting the
Look how pretty those are.
for everybody who keep continuously
even-
just putting the shoe or the brand or the person who wears the shoe, you have to put the entire shoe's name. Can't just be Jordan. Are they Jordan 2s? Are they Jordan 1s? Are they Jordan 12s? Are they Jordan 15s?
And
See,
if any of you are wondering,
Rayanne is good. She put Air Jordan Dub 0 black. That's what every
that's very
comment
specific.
should
That's
look
awfully
like.
yeah. That's very specific. That's the kind of answer.
Now
you're looking
Trish put blue Air
for.
Jordans.
How come Poppy is
Trish? That's wrong. Incorrect. What kind of Air Jordans?
So-
There's so many blue Air Jordans out
So Sharon, if you Google quickly for Jordans, you'll see that there's different
there.
models.
Katrina. They could be Jordans.
So they're all
They could be Kobe's.
almost all of
They
them are
could
high
be-
tops. So you got to
They
be a
could
little
be
bit more
Chuck
specific.
Taylors. They could be Kyrie's. They could be Kevin Durant's. They could be Steph Curry's. They could be,
So Heather Marie Brown says
Shaq.
that she's just a lucky guesser, and that's why she wins
bet
so
you
much.
nobody
But it's
knows
not.
Shaq
It's because
shoes.
she's tenacious.
I
Heather
should've
Marie
said-
Brown is
I should've
tenacious
thought about
at
that.
winning. Y'all need to. Heather Marie Brown. We have a place where we can keep track of like the top fans stuff, and we see statistics on it. And Heather is definitely an amazing top fan. We appreciate her. Appreciate her a lot. A lot. I'm just proud of myself that I made this slide up during the show.
It could be Nike Katrina. It could be.
I got really creative.
It could also be. I already gave you the hint, though. The hint was that it is a basketball player's shoe, which means it subtracts a lot of different shoes from
So
the guest list.
yesterday, Rodney came on the show.
Sarah says, I can't with this one. Not the shoe whore I thought I was. Flu Game 12s, Air Jordan. Ooh, that was a good guess, Amanda. Ooh, look at you. Okay. You went crucial. Hey.
The comments on side out of order from the chat. Well, Rebecca, that's because you're seeing a concatenation of all of the chats from all over the place. So people are watching in different
And it's
places.
delayed.
It's well, yeah, it's a little delayed. I mean, you probably have like we see it pretty much almost right away. I think. I think most of the time we're supposed to see it over here right away, which means that it's going out live on our stream in real time, but it's like
Just really
20
fun
seconds
and
behind.
kills my boredom.
Yeah, I hear you, Laura Lee. Got some red bottoms, right?
LOL cleats. Cleats. Good morning from Alaska. Hi, Liz Taylor from Alaska. You better make sure you share this stream so all your Alaskan buddies can see it. And you better send some crab down, some king crab, while you at it. Just add me, and I'll send you the address.
So Ruben has an
gladly
interesting
accept.
comment where he says, "Both bombs with the ladies. He'd love to win some for an amazing woman in his life, but he doesn't know enough about sneakers to have a chance to win." But what I will tell you is that Sharon in the comments took my advice and she went out and she started Googling for stuff, and now she's putting her guesses in there. That's a good guess, right? Like she learned. Like Sharon learned.
Ruben, you better follow Sharon.
Sharon has one of the best guesses.
I
just
know
like,
Liz.
Just like
I know
hey,
Liz. He told me. Scott told me you got all the king crab. Well, guess what? Guess who new best friend you just became? This one, cause I love me some king crab. With some butter and garlic. Ooh. And a little lemon juice.
So while everyone's guessing, I'm really excited that Rick Naya is gonna have his inaugural episode of his show tonight, called The Rick Naya Show, and y'all should watch it. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for 90 minutes.
For 90 minutes.
90. And you and I are gonna be the first guest on the show.
You guys are getting close though. I seen some people get real close. I ain't gonna say who, because then they gonna be like getting closer. So just know, I almost seen the answer. Y'all was this close.
Rebecca's smart. She went on your Instagram looking to see if she could find you wearing a pair of sneakers.
Oh,
she's smart.
That could be that could it could be be a nice picture.
While you're there, make sure you follow his Instagram, which happens to be Martin Jr. __.
Actually, could be on there. Y'all could probably did see something supposed to.
He's gonna go hurry up and delete some Instagram photos. So Keith, the question. Keith's like, what's the question? It's what's Eric's favorite sneakers, and you got to do like the brand and the. Hey Lori.
No deleting pics. Nah, I'm deleting. Who? Hey Mike, I got a tub. You bring the bell. Ooh! And she said, leave the shirt and keep the tie.
Wear the tie in the tub. You need a waterproof tie.
Lori said, hey Mike, I got a tub. You bring the bath bombs. And then Mike responded, I'll leave the shirt and bring the tie.
You said.
Yeah, I said that.
Keith thinks he knows this. Keith thinks he might win the bath bombs. So, Keith, you should totally go for it because you have a lovely wife who should be watching the show right now, but she's not. And I'm sure she would love the. Let's see,
do I have any shoes up there? No, I took them all down. I took all my
look at Sharon. Sharon's doing it.
Oh, I see. I already ain't nobody said it yet. I'm paying attention. But there's two people that got real close.
Cheryl.
Oh, yeah, look at Mike. Now the ladies are hitting on him. Look out, Eric. You have competition. Nah, I don't have nobody. Don't nobody hit on me. Look at everybody only hit on me in public, in front of people where it's like awkward and stuff. And so then I just go along with it. But nobody ever hits on me in private. Nobody's ever had the confidence to send me something, which I don't understand why. I mean, it's probably because I won't look at it. But I don't get a lot of love letters or anything sent to me. I'm pretty I'm pretty much a secret from society.
What do you guys think if if
Cheryl calling you out. Look at him touching his tie
Cheryl, I
now.
touch the tie all
He's
the
all
time.
embarrassed,
It's a habit.
Cheryl.
It's just a habit.
He's
I
all
constantly
embarrassed.
smooth it out.
You know how he get when you be touching that tie.
Wait, so Keith says that he wins. Did he guess? Did he make the right guess?
Nah, he didn't make the right guess.
Yeah. See, Laura Lee's coming up with some good guesses too. No,
you guys all said the one, but you guys came. Two people came so close. They was literally right there, and all you had to do is just go one number down or one number up.
So
welcome to life.
Welcome
to life having a vagina. I don't know what that life is like. Oh, I think she's talking about always getting hit
Sharon,
on.
don't forget about the colors too.
She's talking about you always getting hit on.
So most of my ties are Versace's and some of them are Lanvin's, and I have a few different. I had a Valentino on the other day, but this one is a Japanese brand. It's Daihayum.
Probably because you have publicly stated that you...
Daihayun.
Heather's calling me out. Heather said
Japanese
probably because you have publicly stated that you are a player and do not. I didn't see the last part. What did it say? I want to read it because I love being called out for my actions. Nah, it's higher.
No, it's below this one. Maybe she already deleted it. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Nah, it's up. You gotta go up.
Rebecca says she wants me to pull my shirt
Oh,
off.
Lordy.
For charity, of course.
Mexican pointy boots. Why would I want some pointy boots? Ooh, look at these.
Clogs. I was waiting for somebody to say clogs.
They getting close.
So I've been.
Oh,
they are. I've been thinking about
it's a lot of numbers.
Doing an auction for charity of some of my ties. Make like $5. Somebody be like. It's just I love my ties. It's a little tough for me to want to give them away.
Y'all look at y'all getting close. People getting close.
Oh yeah, Liz says that she said you publicly stated you are a player and you don't want a relationship.
Well, of course. Why would I want a relationship? What does a relationship benefit? Please explain. What does a relationship benefit?
I'm not sure if Cheryl's mom is still watching, but I think I was good for a little while. And I'm sorry, it's just like my new toy. I just like to play with my. Oh, it didn't do it. That's sad. Where's my stinger?
Ooh, look at all these numbers. They so close. There's a lot of women commenting. They like, yo, I'm getting my bath bomb. I'm finna be sitting in this tub feeling all warm and stuff. Yeah, so for everybody out there, yeah, I don't get into the relationships, which I'm so sorry to say, but they just not for me, 'cause I'm better as a player. I'm a player.
Oh, there we go.
Player. Mm-hmm.
That makes me smile.
Player. Nah, but at least I'm honest. Isn't that what they like? The honesty?
I'm gonna see if somebody's in the Zoom room. See if I don't think anyone's in the Zoom room.
Air Jordan Retro Ones, last guess. Laura's all guest style. She's like, I'm done. I can't do it. I'm tired. Oh my God. How many girls blow the DMs trying to be the one that cracks you? There's no girls that blow my DMs. Liz, what are you talking about? I'll show you my DMs. I have nothing in it. People, I do not have women that chase me. Everybody just thinks that because I'm a football player. See, this is the let me explain to y'all what athletes go through. As a football player, this is what you go through. You try to go approach and talk to a woman. She goes, "Oh no, you're a football player. You got all the hoes on deck. You got all the girls around you hitting on you." So then they don't talk to me, or they're intimidated by it. So then I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, if you think I got all these girls, fine, then I do. Because I can't sit there and change your mind. If that's your first impression when you first meet me, then I can't change your mind. I would have to try to change your mind, which I'm not finna put all this effort to trying to change your mind for something that's not true. So it's like, why even care?
Laura Lee, we're sorry you don't feel good today. We hope you feel better. All right, so just as a reminder, y'all are trying to win CBD bath bombs from Crystalline.
I'm sorry, Lori, you don't feel good.
Ooh.
I'm so sorry. Lori don't feel too good
I'm never
today.
sure who Rebecca's talking to.
She is hurting.
Did you watch any of the draft?
She is hurting. She needs to be cheered up. And with a smile, put a smile on. Put a smile on. Everybody come on. Put a smile on. Put a smile on. Y'all know that song. Hopefully that worked. Lori, hopefully it put a smile on.
Mm-hmm. So I think Laura Lee's trying to tell you something. She says that when you meet a woman that doesn't treat you like a celebrity football player, you'll find a girl to love. And she is totally willing to not treat you like a football player.
That'll never happen. I always get treated like a form of entertainment. So what's the bath bomb deal? Liz, you have to guess my favorite shoe. And I already gave the hint, and the hint was that it is a basketball player.
Oh, that's a good hint.
So you have to guess the shoe. And I've seen the comments, and maybe somebody's got it, maybe somebody didn't. Who knows? Who knows? But I'll be giving the answer here shortly. Because I think I might have seen somebody give it. But
really?
I'm not sure.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
No, I think somebody did guess it, though. Somebody did guess it. I'm sorry, guys. I just wanted to see if you guys...
Including the color?
Oh, yeah. They got it all right.
Oh, so you're just letting everyone know contest over? They don't need to guess anymore?
Oh, yeah. Contest over. Playa.
Well, do we want to announce the... All right, but here's the deal. Hold on.
I'm gonna announce the winner because I'm not sure how many people said it already.
But also, Scott, the superfan, is going to go and check and make sure that you guys liked and follow Crystalline on Facebook. So if he announces the winner, but then Scott checks and you didn't follow Crystalline, you don't win.
Uh-oh.
And the second place will then win.
And so the name of the shoe, I will give the announcement.
No, they got to go. Everyone needs to go make sure, because if they don't, they all need a couple minutes to go follow the thing.
Y'all need to go follow it right now.
Go follow it right now.
We'll
just give you a couple minutes to follow. Make sure you go follow.
Amanda Joseph said, I have too many kids. Otherwise, I'd take my shot. Don't you be playing with me, Amanda. She be playing with
Eric
me
likes
like that.
kids.
I am a good stepdaddy. Just ask my niece. We playing with me like that.
No,
man.
Dan, that doesn't. Unfortunately, Dan Skelton, it does not work like that. You must follow.
I'll follow after I win.
No, that
Dan,
means only one person
do you
follows.
think you are above the rules? Are you above the law, Dan?
Um, yeah. So
Okay, I'll
Scott the
honestly have
Superfan
too many
actually
kids too, but if Eric kick
we
it
need the
off, I'll
link
run it
for
back.
the Facebook account for
Whoa, what is
Cristillion.
going on in the comments, yo? Y'all stop with
Who's got
these.
snacks?
She said, "Okay, honestly, I have too many kids,
Oh, Keith
but
is
if
saying
Eric
he's like
kicks
your
it off,
kid's got
I'll run
snacks.
it back."
How do you spell it? It's Krist. No, don't. Hold on, I got it here somewhere.
Amanda said, "I don't play only with hearts." Well, that's good because I ain't got no heart, so can't play with me. Ain't got no heart. It's just three little tubes that just continue to flow. ain't no beat.
Rodney's the man.
Damn. All right, so the winner.
No, not yet.
I don't know the winner, but
No, don't say it yet. Oops.
God damn, my knee.
We're all tangled up. Let's bring on Nick the intern first.
See, Cheryl got it. You know how to love. You know how to get Eric's love. Send him some breakfast food. Y'all send that food this way. Best believe I'm gonna eat. Keith Lamb said I got titties, bro. I do, and they move
Nick the intern,
rather.
can you hear us? No, you're muted, bud. Just take yourself off of mute.
Yes, I can hear you.
Got a shade?
There you go.
Can
How are
hear
you today,
me?
Nick?
Oh, I really enjoyed that today. That was a really good show. I'm watching it here from an undisclosed location. I finally made it out of the bunker yesterday and got myself onto a speed pontoon boat and actually took myself right down there, and now I'm
Can you speak up a little bit? We're having trouble hearing you from wherever
Can
in the
you
world
hear me
you're.
now? Is this better?
Yeah, well, you don't need to like knob gobble your microphone,
Knob-
but yeah, we
But
can definitely hear you a
told
little
me to
better
eat
now.
the
Thank
mic.
you.
You said eat the mic.
Knob
Yeah,
gobble.
eat it. You don't need to like swallow it.
Knob
It doesn't
gobble
work.
Sound like a
It doesn't need to go beyond your vocal
good
cords.
time.
Yes. The crowd is saying hi, Nick,
Hi, crowd.
and they're telling you that they love you in the comments. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. I don't usually look at the comments until afterwards. We love you.
Yeah, they're all saying hello.
Hi.
You're beloved. You're beloved.
It
Beloved.
doesn't make sense.
Doesn't it though?
It should.
It-
It should. Mike, you got something
I have something.
right there.
Is it a tooth?
No, it's something on your tooth. Eric, why aren't you helping out your homie with the teeth? We can't be having him do Jedi
What's in
tie
his teeth?
tricks with that kind of stuff in his teeth. When are you
What it
going
look
to
like?
teach us the ways of the Jedis? Huh? When
The
are you
Jed
going to
ties?
teach us the way of the Jedis?
So Nick, where are you today?
I just got done at the S&M fair that happens here. This is usually where wet markets happen, or as they would call it, chicken S&M fairs in China. They try to see how much meat they can eat that's fresh. It's literally from cage to table type dining, and it's nowhere interesting. I'm never anywhere interesting. This is a terrible, terrible thing that you have me do, Mike. I'm not a very good media person. Fake news. I can't really understand what I'm supposed to do on this show every single day for 5 to 10 minutes, going to different places, trying to entertain these. Eric, I'm speaking. Why are you laughing? This isn't funny. This is misery. Like, someone's going to watch this and go, that poor guy. That poor guy. He goes up on that show, has no idea what he's doing. Eats the mic.
You're doing good. You're making incremental improvements. We appreciate you.
Incremental. Did you hear me eating the mic?
Is that what it sounds like?
That's what it sounds like. So do you dab? Right. Is this what people are talking about when they dab on the show? Because
I
I
like
heard.
that. I like that you're now holding your mic. You basically threw both caution and your support arm to the wind.
Well, what happened was it broke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got shitty stuff. Amazon likes to sell me shit. I got a broken picker. You know what I mean? No matter what restaurant I go to, I always order the wrong thing, or I always buy the wrong thing, or I get the wrong. I got a broken picker. I don't know what it is. And it's always like, even you know this, Mike. You told me buy this thing, and it goes like, okay, and it's not what it was. It's like that every single time. And then if I order something complicated, right, comes out right, like extra salt. Did you know you could order stuff at McDonald's like severely complicated if they piss you off?
Liz, no, I won't.
I did actually, and every once in a while I have fun with that. Did you know that if you go in right as breakfast is ending, you can buy both breakfast and lunch, and then make your own McDonald's brunch items?
Ooh, Class
What?
City.
Yeah.
How do you?
And did you guys know that if you go to McDonald's and when you order your food, you ask for a receipt, they give you top-notch service? It's true.
But you gotta ask for it.
You gotta
You're
ask
like-
for a receipt.
And you need to ask for top-notch service. You need to be like, I want to supersize my value meal, and I would like top-notch service, please. And they're like, bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay.
You're like, oh, I forgot my mask. I come back in. Now I want it for free.
Top-notch service coming right up. Please hold for your top-notch service.
And your cell phones. And you know, no, keep the wallets. I don't want your wallets. COVID-19. 6 feet. 6 feet. How are cops arresting people right now?
I think they're mostly not.
I leave my door unlocked now because no one's robbing anybody right now. Because I don't know any slick stick guy that's gonna be like, now listen, we gotta go inside. They're gonna be like, no, we gotta stay inside. We're gonna get sick. No one's robbing anybody right now.
Nick, how do you like the comments on the side of the thing? Were you watching earlier?
I can't see them.
Is that because you're on a phone watching?
No. I'm on the computer, but I like the comment sidebar. That one.
They don't do super.
This one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like the blue. What if it was green and red? Can we do
Can you
green
see
and red at Christmas?
Can you see it, though? Are you able to see it?
No, not when I'm looking on the Zoom meeting.
Scott
No, well,
P
not on
said
Zoom,
fuck
but normally
fast
you
food.
can see it,
Oh,
though, right?
normally I can see it. Yeah.
And
If
do you
I
like
go
it?
on my phone,
Do you like it?
I do. That's what you wanted me to do, but I couldn't figure it out because I'm a good intern.
Nick.
Nick,
Yeah, turn the volume down there.
Ashley says, nice hat.
Wu-Tang Clan is for the children. The RZA, I'm actually having serious dietary thoughts on switching to being a vegetarian. I don't know if I can do it, though. I'm really thinking about it because of what RZA said on his interview with DJ Premier I watched the other day. And it was really interesting because he talked about how you can... You carry around 20 pounds of raw meat.
Rebecca, if you leave, you're going to miss it.
Because you be eating all different types of animals. Or as they say, I want to let everybody know I'm cultured. In Italian, it's animales. Okay? Animales. So that, I'm kicking the football. Boom. Did you get it? Boom. So I might be vegetarian for the Wu-Tang Clan, actually. I think I might. I don't know how to be vegetarian, so what kind of good way? I think I could be vegetarian if I put cannabis-infused everything all over my vegetables, like cannabis vinaigrette on my cannabis salad with my cannabis munchies with the cannabis veggie chips. The veggie chips are vegetarian, right? Like just cannabis, everything. Just, why not? CBD arugula shit. You know what I mean? We could do we know a bunch of chefs. We could do this. We could, I don't know though. I do like that chicken breakfast sandwich from McDonald's though. I carry around 6 of those in my pocket.
For how long?
Long enough till the dog gets them. That's how you get dogs to follow you, right? She said, sir, we ain't any Molly. I'll be sticking pins in your neck like a fucking nurse, sir, said Keith Land.
I like that. I like that both you're watching the comments and Nick is watching the comments.
Oh, Scott. You said vegans cause more deaths than meat eaters? Ooh.
Oh, shit. Are you kidding me?
Ooh.
Oh, there goes Superfan Scott finally posting my Instagram.
Scott?
Finally posting my Instagram. There he goes. Superfan Scott. Yo, can we get Scott an OnlyFans account? Can we get who press the angry face if you want Scott to get an OnlyFans account? I got
by the way,
out. Someone kicked me out.
Somebody kicked you out of the chat?
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't be naughty then.
Yeah, that was probably Scott.
Damn, that was gangster.
Scotty too hot. He got mad.
Scott was just sick.
Scott was a thug.
Scott was sick
said,
of your.
Bye, Felicia.
He was sick of your shit.
Plants have more sense than humans.
Scott is like the Disrupt America god. You understand? Like, you don't see him, you don't hear him, you can't taste him, but he's there and he controls all.
Even if we could taste him, I don't think that would be part of our.
What do you think Superfan Scott tastes like?
Well, he owns a fish store, so I'm sure that he tastes like chicken.
You think he owns a fish store? You really think that's a fish? I think he sells kilos of cocaine.
That's
who owns fish stores is Russian mobsters. That's who fucking owns fish stores, not Superfan Scott. It's a front.
Scott is gonna kill us.
Scott definitely owns a fish store.
Oh, he eats meat.
I've been posting your shitty Instagram.
You guys are.
That's my boy.
No, Kara's asking if you're dressed up like Super Mario, and really, it's not. It's actually more that Super Mario is dressed up like a Wu-Tang fan.
He said he eats meat, he doesn't swallow though. Whoa, where is this conversation going?
Trent Home in the audience is asking if you like fish and chips.
Of course, I love fish and chips.
Which one, the fish or the chips?
Neither of us have had coffee either.
Do you like the fish or the chips?
It's day 33. We've been begging for a breakfast sponsor.
Like Iris, Alaska. That's my homegirl from
Do you like
Alaska.
The fish or the chips?
She got a house in Alaska and 2 crazy children that's driving her up the wall right now.
Oh, that's cool. Any other personal details you'd like to reveal about your friends that actually managed to come and watch the show?
Oh, she wants to actually go out and protest the stay inside orders. She feels like she wants to go out and protest in Alaska.
Okay.
If you go out,
we had a guest on from Alaska, by the way. Did you see him?
Yes.
Keith said Eric like fish sticks in his mouth.
How's my dad doing? Peter Griffin. Not Peter Griffin. What's his name? John Griffin.
He's doing well. We're actually going to have another segment with him. I got to respond to his email.
You know, the last time I saw him, he told me he was going to get a pack of cigarettes. Never. Back.
Yes. Well, I'm sure you hear that a lot.
No, I hear 20s on the table and it's never there.
I guess 20 what is the real question, right? So
people
John
don't live in Alaska, silly.
So John is going to come back on, and his car is currently at getting fixed at the shop. So he's going to bring a camera to go and pick up his car, which is a really cool car. And then
my car, I loaned those to him. You know that.
So right now the shop has the world's most powerful Land Rover Defender. So they're going to show us that. They apparently did a bunch of modifications to a Land Rover Defender, which made it the world's most powerful one. And then they also did and I'm not enough of a Mustang fan to know why this matters, but apparently they did a Coyote swap into the Mustang. It's a Coyote engine that they replaced into the Mustang, and apparently for Mustang fans that's a big deal. So they're going to show us all that cool stuff. So we're going to have John on somewhat.
We got a sneak peek of the the hugest, world's most powerful Land Rover, right? We got the biggest, world most powerful Land Rover. We're gonna be the only ones that get to see this shit because no one else could be like, "Hey, I got a question. Can I come see this Land Rover?" Right? Because they can't do that because this is someone's actual vehicle. Correct.
So
like,
my
we're gonna
my
be the only ones that get to be premiering this kind of content.
Yeah, so Trish actually in the audience is saying, "No way!" in the Mustang, I must see that. So that's why, like, it's actually a big deal. Cause I knew it was a big deal when the shop was like, "So by the way, we have the world's most powerful Land Rover Defender, and we did a Coyote swap into a Mustang." And
Not
I'm
a
sure
real
it's
coyotes were harmed in the swapping.
three.
In this
No,
Mustang.
3 were harmed, but nobody
Real
likes coyotes.
Real coyotes. Like
Nobody likes coyotes.
No one likes coyotes. Okay.
They're like turkey vultures. Nobody cares if a turkey vulture got hurt in the making of anything.
Am I a turkey vulture?
Only on Mondays when it's 420 and you don't show up for work because you figure that 420
That was a
is
Jewish
really...
holiday. It was a high holiday, so I took it off. I figured you would understand.
How high?
What?
How high was it?
It was
And
a
by the way,
high
it was
holiday.
Patriots Day.
A high holiday. Okay, it was a Jewish high holiday. Now, if you'd like, we can talk to Charlie Baker.
I worked on
how-
Easter. I worked
Huh?
on Easter. I worked on Easter.
That's a Christian thing. Y'all do that. Y'all be like pushing y'all.
I thought you were into Santa. Are you gonna?
I am. No. Listen, I want to make this my first public announcement. I am the chapter president for the new Jews for Santa movement. I believe that there are Jews that like Santa because we think it's fantastic. And we have friends that we would like to be visited by Santa and be given gifts on Christmas too.
Well-
So I am starting a movement to create a Jewish Christian, a Christmas registry, Jews for Santa. So your Christian friends can actually look at what the Jewish friends want for Christmas, and then you can actually get them what they want.
Oh, that's really nice. And so will we Gentiles be enjoying the sort of the same benefit with Hanukkah?
No, you're not Jewish.
Right, but you're
Right.
not.
Santa's for everybody. Christmas is for everybody. They always tell me to go buy things at Christmas. And then I was like, "Oh, Merry Christmas, Nick. It's the Christmas spirit." I'm like, "Hey, Christmas." And then I get the Christmas sweater, and I get the Christmas tree, and I get the Christmas stuff, and I get the Christmas. No one else has a kippah. You know what a kippah is?
No, enlighten us.
It's the stuff that covers your bald spot when you get old and Jewish. You have to wear that to cover the bald spot. That's why we never need a haircut. We always have a full head of hair because we put the kippah on the bald spot. Boop, just like that. God's watching. I'm sorry to hear that. Jews for Santa, Sarah D'Amico. D'Amico. Jews for Santa. See, I'm getting. You get Adam Sandler. Yes, I get Adam Sandler.
Who gets Adam Sandler?
I do.
Okay.
He was hot once, and then he just was like not. You know what I mean? It was like 8 crazy days of 8 crazy nights, and then boom, where did he go? Yes, I am the captain president elite of the Jews for Santa fan club.
It's now time. It's now the time in Nick's segment where Eric feels the need to self-medicate with these cookies. But it's like a really slow, painstaking self-medication. It's going to take up to like 45 minutes to an hour. But really, he's focused now, and he's in it to win it.
Is Eric okay? Did I upset him?
I think it's all of this.
Amanda said, "I'm dying over here. I'm a religious study major. This is absolutely hilarious."
Ooh.
You want to bite
I
of
like
what?
spaghetti and meatballs.
What I'm eating, or a bite of
That's
meat?
one of my favorite Italian
'Cause,
meals. I love spaghetti and meatballs.
Depending on what you
Jewish
choose,
food is
depending
not
on my
that good.
answer.
I mean, it is, but it isn't. You eat it only when it's like time to be Jewish. It's never like those moments where you're like, "Oh, I was making gefilte fish and latkes. I wondered if you wanted to come over and have some." No one says that.
Eric would. Eric likes all kinds of seafood.
That wasn't gefilte fish. Eric, you like gefilte fish? You ever had gefilte fish?
Do you like gefilte fish?
A filter fish?
No, gefilte fish.
What is that?
Gefilte fish. We got to take him to the kosher section. I'm gonna send him some gefilte fish, and we're gonna watch him eat it.
Well,
on
why don't
air.
you explain to him what it is so that he knows?
It's a gefilte fish. It's fish in a jar. It's like pickled fish. Gefilte fish.
No, that you know.
Can
What
someone
this
in
is
the
like,
comments explain to Eric what gefilte fish is?
No, you know what this is like right now. This is like if a black person is like, and who's the dude that invented peanut butter again?
George Washington Carver.
Yeah, so it's like a black person being like, "Yo, George Washington Carver invented peanut butter," and then you're like, "Wow, that's really interesting. Tell me anything more about that subject." And they're like, "Oh, I have no idea. I just know that some dude made."
He was
peanut
a
butter."
scientist. He helped study electricity. He did a lot
George
of
Tall.
things. Sorry,
So-
I'm kind
so-
of hip on shit.
So
like
I just tried to quickly quiz him on some Judaic knowledge, and he was like, "Yeah, I have no idea. I just know it's supposed to happen."
yeah, it's
Lauren
gefilte
said, "I want to come
It's
eat
like
stuff with
it's
you
like
guys. You need
filtered
some
fish.
estrogen on
You
the
know,
show."
it's the stuff that you put on matzah. It's a Jewish fish. It's a fish that had a bris.
He said, I like plain butter straight from the stick.
Cara Philbin says that latkes are the best hangover food ever, and I
disgusting.
agree.
Eric, that was so funny when you said that.
Plain butter on a stick. That's disgusting. Nobody eats that.
Jay will. He'll come on the show and eat it. He'll come
No,
on
he
remotely.
won't. No, he won't.
Jay, will you? Jay.
Bagel and
You gotta
lox.
eat a whole pound of it too. No,
No.
bullshit.
Well, no. Maybe like a
No,
quarter pound, like a
no,
stick of butter,
no.
a stick from the stick.
No, if you're gonna do something that
He's not
nasty, you gotta do a
sticks.
lot of it.
He's not like I'll eat 4 sticks. He says that he likes plain butter straight from the stick.
All right. Well, if you like plain butter straight from the stick, you don't have a problem eating a pound of it.
So that would be 4 sticks. Jay, would you eat 4? No, we
You like
can't-
fish
Do it for
sticks?
charity.
We can't have.
Do it for charity.
I get it now. God
Do it
damn
for charity,
now
Jay.
I get why you said that.
You do?
Yeah, fish dicks. I like fish sticks. It sounds like you said I like fish sticks.
Oh yeah. That's the South Park thing.
Yeah, I just got that because remember, homie said, "Nick, do you like fish sticks?" And I said, "Yeah, I like fish sticks." And so now I'm like, "Oh, that's why he had me say that."
Do you love fish sticks?
I love fish sticks.
My dog loves butter on a stick. Of course, dogs love butter on a stick. Tastes good to a dog. Shouldn't taste good to a human though.
So Jay, we have somebody in the audience, Nick, who says that he might be willing to eat butter for charity.
Eat butter for charity off my chest.
Oh,
Can I use salt?
Eat butter off my chest.
well, salted butter. Salted butter is better than unsalted butter.
He wants to eat salted butter off my chest for charity.
No.
Is that what I heard?
No,
I don't.
absolutely not.
That's what I heard. I
Salted
think
butter
press
is
the
worse.
press the angry face if that's what you heard too.
So we have somebody in the audience who says that you should watch The Marvelous Miss Maisel. With
Scotty
your
Too
Jewish
Hottie, I
obsession.
sent you a message.
The marvelous Miss Maisel.
Yeah, I think she also doesn't realize that you are also indeed Jewish. It's not just an obsession.
Yeah,
You're-
my grandmother. My grandmother
you're
was a
living it.
Holocaust survivor. Okay, she like her skin was on a lamp, right? Because we found that, and I've been to Auschwitz. So if anybody
My
wants
dog
to,
thinks she's human. She only
challenge me
eats
on
human food.
Holocaust knowledge, let's go.
I'm not sure anyone's doing that, but we appreciate your.
What is Jewish?
we appreciate your
history
passion.
for Gone.
Um,
There's not a lot of Jewish people anymore. Like
Can
that
I
they
put
actually
it
talk
on
about Larry
popcorn?
David. There's Larry
Absolutely
David who
not.
talks
You
about
have to
it.
eat the whole stick.
Right, like
Actually,
Larry
we're gonna
David
slide a
talks about
skewer
his Jewish stuff.
through the
So-
frozen butter, and you gotta bite it.
so, Nick, somebody in the audience says that Trish says that she will wax Nick for no money with wax strips.
with no
Whoa.
money. You know, she don't understand the work that she's gonna have to do. You get what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of work. I've been putting into this sweater for a long time. You know, it's like, and then I got like the dad back hair going on. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like you hit a second puberty when you hit 30. You know what I mean? It's like, what happened? Now I feel weird. Now I'm dying. Death is near. Here it comes.
Well, Nick, we we appreciate you as our intern, and we appreciate you.
Kara
I don't
said
do
very
much.
40-year-old
I just
version.
sit here and fuck shit up, just mess it all up. That's my job. Just I took a great show and I just like brought it.
Ruben
right
said,
down
"I
to
eat
it.
butter for
It's
fun,
just-
for charity."
Cheryl
I eat
Benedetti
it
was
up
really
real
awesome,
nice.
though. I want to talk about that real quick before I go, because
You
like
want to talk about what?
Cheryl, Nurse Cheryl, Green Nurse
yeah.
Cheryl,
Please do.
because
Please
I
talk.
thought she was absolutely fantastic, and I think what she does and as she represents herself is something fierce. So I really wanted, on a serious note, I think that's what I wanted to end off with, is that thank you to Cheryl, thank you to Mike. I gotta go.
Okay.
You
Well, we
gotta let
appreciate
me go.
we appreciate you, Nick the intern. We hope that you come back soon, and we.
Liz said, "Yo, calm down, Nick. I think it's that time in the show for Nick to self-medicate."
Our audience is suggesting that you should go and self-medicate now.
Yeah, I need to go self-medicate. I need to medicate.
JT said, "Let me look at the medical
I
dangers.
also
If
need to
there's
recertify my
minimal, I'll
card.
do it. Just have to
You
check
need to what?
with
I need to
cardiologist."
recertify my medical card.
Yeah. So actually, I have we're gonna have a conversation later on about that. We probably found somebody to potentially help you and Eric to get recertified for your medicinal cards. So
That's so cool. Hey, Mike, I hope you have a great day.
well, you too, Nick. We appreciate you. We hope you have a great day too.
Eric,
Peace.
Eric,
Peace
you got a
in the
pretty
Middle
mouth,
East.
Eric. You got a pretty mouth.
See you later, alligator.
In a way, crocodile.
Nick the intern, folks.
Ooh, woo, woo, woo. And we are back. Y'all get to see us again. All in full screen again. Yeah, we back here again. Ooh, yeah, we back. We back here again. Still on y'all TV and phones. We ready to get gone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? Ooh.
Yeah, Iris, we know you were just here for Nick.
You guys love my singing. You guys gotta give me a song.
A pound a can of butter. Can you even imagine though? That's a lot. That's like 99.10.
Yeah, he gonna be. His stomach gonna be hurt like a motherfucker.
Let's do the giveaway.
I already told Super Scott, super fan, super hot Scott.
Oh, you told Scott.
I told him the answer, and he's been looking it up.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, let me look because maybe he's gotten back
And he
to us.
probably hasn't gotten back yet because he's still looking. But from what I know, I think it was one person that said it. Could be more than one. But it was one person that said it. And I can't wait to announce who's going to be soaking their body in that lovely CBD. Body scrubby dub dub. Who gonna be getting their feet rubbed while they soaking their body in this CBD bath bomb? Who's significant others unlucky enough to be catering to their woman next week?
So, Kara, actually, that was. So, Kara, we have a history on the show of people in the audience suggesting that I eat gross stuff for charity.
Drinking a
Not
gallon
Eric,
of milk?
not Eric. And that's what actually I was going to try to get you to drink at some point, was a gallon of milk.
Negative. I would never drink
just
a gallon.
can't. I mean,
I don't like regular milk. I could probably do almond milk,
What if it was
but
a
I'm
gallon
not.
of almond milk?
Yeah, I could probably do almond milk, but I'm not.
Not a
doing,
gallon.
I'm not doing regular milk.
But not a gallon, though.
Negative.
A gallon's too much. Just doesn't fit in your
Regular
stomach.
milk is disgusting. Because guess what it is? It's cow's puss, which is nasty. Do I look like a baby cow to you? Moo hoo 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 hoo.
Um. All right. So
Iris Alaska said, "What are you talking about?"
yeah, it's Kara. It's kind of physically impossible. A gallon. Yeah, Jay though. So Jay Trentholm.
A
Let's.
gallon of coffee milk I could do in my sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah, till you up all night because you can't sleep.
Just sleep on the toilet. Just sleep on the toilet.
Exactly, Amanda Joseph. We hate milk because I'm right there with you, honey. I do not.
Yeah, but y'all
Like,
haven't
nope.
y'all haven't had
Milk.
coffee milk though. So Jay Trentholm, let's go to the coffee milk place. Let's go to what's it called over in Tiverton, and just buy a whole bunch of coffee milk.
I hear you, Carly. Milk is grist. I'm assuming she was in such a rush to type
And then she took
the O. She hit I.
She was
'cause
so
she
busy.
was so disgusted.
Yeah, she was so. Scott, I've never tried raw milk. I definitely want to try raw milk. Have you tried raw milk?
Do I look like a cow?
We should try it. It's supposed to be really good.
Because
it's not. It's like it doesn't have to be pasteurized.
Do I look like a baby cow to y'all? No, I don't. You've never seen a cow. It's chocolate is me. Walking around with a normal life to be. Hee hee.
Yeah, Scott, I'm reading your message. I'm just trying to figure out how to process that. So hold on. So Scott is basically saying like it's one of those days where the
Eric, I
chat's
am a cow.
the chat's giving him a little bit of difficulty. To
Amanda,
go
you're
way
not a
back into the
cow.
chat.
Stop it.
So here's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be like a
So
Kara deal.
we are going to announce
Yeah, you
the
want
the answer because the winner is hard to find. So we're going to announce what my favorite shoe is. And the person that I believe said it,
You think you know who said it?
I think I do.
All right. So when you announce it, if somebody else thinks they said it too, we may just have to go back and look to see who answered it first. But the answer.
The answer is the Jordan 11 flu games.
Ooh.
Anybody know what that shoe is? I think Amanda Joseph said it though. I think she said it.
Well,
But I'm
if
not
some-
100%
if somebody else
sure.
remembers saying
I remember I remember reading it and she said it.
we will.
So-
We can totally.
If Amanda, if you said it, and if anybody thinks she said it before her, please let us know.
So Jason, raw milk is kind of a black market item. Yes, you're not. Although you'll go by farms, sometimes you'll just see signs out there, but I don't think they're really supposed to sell it. But it's supposed to be the most delicious stuff ever because it's not like messed up cows with messed up milk. It's like
Oh,
real
yeah,
cows
no
with real
shit.
milk.
Amanda, I think you might have won.
You, as far as we know right now,
From what I've
Amanda
seen,
won. As far as we know right
you
now,
have
Amanda won. If
said
somebody else
the
remembers,
Jordan 11 flu games.
if somebody else remembers saying that, now's the time to speak up, because otherwise, Amanda Joseph won, and Amanda, you hopefully followed Christillian.
I hope you did because
otherwise,
you did it, somebody else is gonna get it.
Heather Marie Brown right now is going back and editing her answer and going to quickly like Christillian CBD, and she's gonna be like, "Yo,
I said it
I
first.
checked. Amanda Joseph didn't follow the rules."
I
Yeah,
said it
Jason, it's supposed to be
first.
awesome. It's supposed to be really good.
Creamy, I heard.
Yeah, and Heather Marie Brown, you can buy.
Creamy
There's a
is
few
not a
farms in
way.
Westport I know of that sell raw milk.
Well,
Yeah,
Amanda Joseph
congratulations.
said she did say it, so congratulations to Amanda Joseph.
Do 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 do.
We really appreciate you signing in and being with us.
So Amanda, this is the way that it works because we're completely not good at ever We haven't tried. We're not ever gonna mail anything out to anyone ever. Shout out to Shahid who is watching and like the stream. We appreciate it. And Robert and Duarte and Darlene.
Kara said,
And
"No
Ashley.
milk will ever be our milk." I
Wait,
don't
what?
know what that means.
Our milk, Kara.
Raw milk laws are different state
Oh no,
to
she
state.
means it's not like human milk.
It
She
can be
means-
sold via directly from farm only.
She means that it's not like human milk. Like any milk is
Congratulations to my friend. You need a CBD bath bomb.
Well, Kara, that might not be entirely true if somebody gets Eric a wet nurse sponsor.
What? What happened? I didn't hear what she said.
He's gonna have to Google that. So
we appreciate you too, Amanda.
Congratulations to Amanda
I'm
Joseph.
glad you won. Enjoy that nice bubble bath and have your significant other
Bubble bath.
rub them toes and tell them, because I won this for
Bubble
free,
bath.
you gotta rub these feet.
Bubble bath. Yeah, you can Google Eric. Just Google
I
Eric
just
Martin
heard that
Cerebral
llama
and
milk
see him.
is sublime,
one of 'em.
almost as good as gorilla milk. Well, I don't want neither gorilla. I don't know who Eric Martin is. I need to Google you. Don't Google me. You won't find anything. I'm not real. Oh God, no wet nurses for Eric. Why not?
Do you know what a wet nurse is?
I'm supposing it got something to do with me being wet and her being a nurse.
So, a wet nurse is like if somebody has a baby but they can't breastfeed the baby, so it's somebody else that has managed to still be making milk in the boobs, and then the baby comes and uses them instead of the mom because the mom can't make it.
Ew. Ew. Ew.
I take it.
You have titty milk in your face.
I take it that you're not into the idea of TD.
Well, no, because there's a lot of football players in the league that they buy breast milk.
Yeah, it's super healthy.
It's good for recovery and stuff. I've
It's like
tried
the most
it.
healthy stuff ever.
I've had a teammate let me try some of his. It's pretty weird because he actually knows
The person.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's a little strange.
yeah.
I tried it once by accident. I went over a friend's house and was hanging out with a couple people.
Wait,
and-
hold on, wait.
and they
Before you finish this story, think hard about the next few sentences that's about to come out your mouth, and make sure that this friend is okay with you telling this, because if it has to do with a friend and his girl's milk and you, I definitely don't want to hear this story. Hell nah. Hell nah.
Whose nipple was that in my mouth? No, it was. It was. She had like expressed it so that it would be available for her kid later, and she had put it in like just a weird jar, and there was like nothing to drink in her fridge, and I was like, "Hey, can I get a drink out of your fridge?" And she's like, "Sure." And then I just went in the fridge, and I was like, "Oh, this is the only thing." And I took a sip of it, and I was like, not prepared because it doesn't taste like regular milk.
Tastes like milk. Jason T said Pornhub describes wet nurses with a different definition than that, Mike. Well, first of all, this isn't Pornhub, so of course there's going to be a lot of different. If you want
Jay
to go
knows
to
that because Pornhub is free now.
if you want to go to Pornhub,
coronavirus people.
don't just log off of here. And type in P and then push enter. I'm sure yours will
No, it
pop
wasn't.
up pretty quick.
It was not. It wasn't my sister. It was just a friend.
First pro athlete get coronavirus test. Now you get breast milk. No, they drink breast milk. It's just like protein. It's just like mixing. They mix it with their protein, and it's just like
maybe
protein shake.
and maybe everyone in the comments just needs to be a little bit more understanding that like just sometimes you accidentally
Amanda
drink somebody
said
else's
breast milk
You
is
don't
said to
realize
be
it.
sweet. Well,
What lingo am I supposed to know?
I don't know what sweet tastes like, but it definitely didn't taste like the breast milk I had.
So Jay started a OnlyFans page.
Check out my fans OnlyFans page. Okay.
So we had another usually long show today.
It's thin in consistency and sweet. Jody, what?
Well, Jody's a delivery nurse, so Jody would know.
So you drink milk as a delivery nurse? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think she's just knowledgeable about it, and she drinks it.
Well, on that note,
It's like a vampire thing.
oh, we are coming to the end of the show. Because we don't want to talk to y'all no more. It's time for us to go. And this is the end of the show.
I don't know about this music.